No big deal. Give them the information, send it back to immigration, and in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, it depends on how busy they are. You'll get your visa approved. Okay. And any data, Hassan, hello, everybody in Morocco, any data from Morocco? Now, Morocco, beautiful Morocco. We love our friends in Morocco. The U.S. Embassy in Morocco is processing K1 visas in Morocco. And, yeah, you just have to, first thing you got to do is get your K1 visa approved. Focus on your NOA2 letter first. Once you get your NOA2 letter in your hand, then the next thing is to focus on the embassy, whether it's in Morocco or wherever it is. Okay. But, once you get your NOA2 letter, then it goes to the National Visa Center. They get it. They assign a case number. They do their part, and then they wait for the embassy to get freed up from their workload, and then they mail it using DHL, the courier service, in a plane. They fly it to the embassy in Morocco, and then the embassy gets it, and then they'll email you a ready letter and say, okay, you're ready to start processing your DS-160, pay your visa fee, and schedule your interview. Okay? Dejan, thank you for watching. Thank you for the kind comments. We're here for you guys. We know it's a difficult process. Okay, this is the second time I've been through it, so I know the mental games that go on. You get stressed out, you get worried, you get, oh, did I forget to do this? Did I forget? It's normal. It's normal. Like in my K1 visa package, I submitted information. I wrote in message chats in WhatsApp that, hello, Karina, my beautiful wife, mia sposa, and I refer to her as my wife. And then I read in some blogs, that's a problem. Immigration's going to say we're married. Well, we're not married. It's just a term of endearment, especially in Latin countries, like in South America, Central America. So if immigration send me a letter saying, we need an RFE that you what are these messages here that you're calling your fiance your wife? Well, I've got letters of affidavit from my brother, from her friends in Venezuela and Colombia, saying that we're single and we're free to marry. So we're ready. We're at the embassy stage. Okay, we get an immigration officer in the embassy has that question: are you guys married? No, we're not married. If we were married, we'd be filing a CR1 visa, not a K1 visa. And we got letters of affidavits and evidence to prove it, plus the letter of intent to get married. Okay. Hello, Mr. Diego. We're on the same boat. Algeria, Achor, hola. Nice to meet you. Mucho gusto. In Algeria. We love Algeria. It's hot. It's hot in Algeria. The weather's hot. I love hot weather. Let me see. We appreciate all the messages here. I'm going to respond to as many as I can. And I'm going to keep talking until you get sick of hearing my voice, okay? Because I know there's people with lots of questions. Diego, tell me, Diego, the interview questions will be about our relationship. The interview questions at a U.S. Embassy consular officer are going to be primarily, what is the name of your fiance's family, her mom, his dad, brothers and sisters? Has your sponsor been married before? Like I was in a relationship, I was married to a Colombian. So Karina, my fiance, knows all about her. So, they're going to make sure, they may ask you, where are you going to live in the United States? They might ask Karina this question, okay? Karina, ¿dónde tú vives en Estados Unidos? Where are you going to live in the United States? So she's going to say, she's going to be living here at this house. She has the address. She knows where she's going to be. They're going to ask questions about when was the last trip you took together? When was the last time you saw your sponsor? Well, I'm going to fly back to Colombia probably in the summer with all these, documents and everything to bring to the embassy. And the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is you got to prove your relationship is real. Okay, that's all. Just prove your relationship is real. How long you been together? A year? 6 months? It's okay. A year is probably the best number to be at. Okay, I was with Karina for a year before I filed my K1 visa. Okay, so we dated for a year, and I lived with her for 10 months, and I lived with her for 5 months, and I lived with her for 1 month. So I got evidence like this, receipts, You know, I put my name on the rent when we paid the rent in our apartment in Bogota. I put my name on the rent receipts. It's just evidence, okay? Diego Dijon, I'm from Serbia. Oh, Serbia, Serbia, beautiful Serbia. You guys are all over the world watching the video. That's great. Hello, everybody, Serbia. Does anyone know, Pete B, does anyone know how many I-129Fs are being processed per week? Well, it's about 90 a day, 100 a day. Now, back in January, it was 90 to 100 a day. Now it's April, March, April. We're looking at 150, 160 a day. So doing the math, okay. So if we take, let's say 160, times 7, that's about 1,100 to 1,200 a week. Okay. Let's see here. Christian, Mr. Ross, I'm Diego, guys. Do you know how much time USCIS takes to respond to an RFE? Sure. It depends on, number one, how busy they are. You know, some months are busier than others. But usually between 4 to 6 weeks, they get an RFE. Okay. Now, when I was in my first K1 visa, I got an RFE. They sent me an RFE. They said, you stated that you met your fiance online, but you didn't state where. Okay, well, it was a Colombian Cupid. So I printed a copy of the credit card receipt for Colombian Cupid, where I paid the membership, wrote a letter to USCIS, put it in the letter, said this is where I met my fiance first time, and they said okay, boom, RFE was done, and the visa was approved, and it took about 4 weeks for me. Okay, that's back in 2016. Now we're in 2023. Could maybe take a little bit longer. Okay. Christian watching from the Dominican Republic. We love the Dominican Republic. Everybody in Dominican Republic. Thank you, Christian. Gagan, hi, my case was received on 19 July 2022. How much time will USA? Okay, July 2022. With the way visas are getting processed right now in 14 months, let's stay with what we know right now. So we're going to say July or September 2023. Okay, around September, October 2023. Okay, Gagana, right in there. Gagana, right in there. Hello from Burundi. Hello, Burundi. We love everybody in Burundi. Beautiful Burundi. Okay, let's see here. How long does it take USCIS to send an NOA2 approval letter via email or mail after the case has been approved? BT, okay, it takes between 4 weeks and 16 weeks. Between 4 weeks and 16 weeks. It all depends on how busy immigration folks are. Like, you know, during Christmas, during December, I mean, everybody's on vacation. Most everybody takes a vacation for Christmas and for New Year's and whatever. So the process slows down a little bit in December. Okay, so look at the time of the year. In the summer, June, July, August. Let's say, do immigration folks, are they going to go on vacation? Probably. They're going to go on a summer vacation, right? Look at the time of the year. Okay. So hi to everybody. Let's see. Come on, guys, give me your questions. I've been through this process twice, okay? And so I've got a lot of experience. It's very important that you stay patient. Don't get frustrated. Don't get mad at USCIS. Immigration want to see you come to the USA, Miss Beneficiary. They want to see you come. They're not trying to block you. What they're trying to do is they're trying to prevent immigration fraud. There's a lot of fraud out there. So if everybody would quit, you know, if those folks that tried to defraud the system would just go away, this process will be done in 6 months. Okay. Let's see. Faye. Hello, Diego. Greetings from the Philippines. Hello, Philippines. We have the same NON receipt date. Ah, fantastic. Okay. So we will be getting our NOA2 letter about the same time. Now, my prediction for folks that have an NOA1 letter receipt date in April 2022, my prediction, which includes us, will be the end of June, beginning of July for NOA2 letter. Now, Karina, my fiance, she's at work right now in Bogota. She's saying May of 2023. Well, I hope so. Karina, may the blessings of Karina's words make it May. But in reality, I believe June, end of June. Okay. Let me see here. So thanks, Faye. Glad to see you from the Philippines. Let me see if I can remember my Tagalog. No, I can't remember. I speak Spanish and I speak Italian, and I used to be able to speak Filipino. Let me see here. Kumusta ka? Kumusta ka? Okay, kumusta ka? Let's see. Do they review all documents before issuing an RFE? Totally. The immigration officer will review every single document, every one, before issuing an RFE. And let's hope you don't need an RFE. You know, most RFEs are because the immigration officer, because the sponsor forgot to include something. He forgot to put the dates on the photographs that you guys were together. He forgot or she forgot something silly. Like for me, I got an RFE in the past because I didn't tell immigration what website I met my first wife on. I forgot. Stupid me, right? Okay, I told them where, and they said good, and they approved the visa. But that was in 2016. Okay. Let's see. Sure. We met in a site called Hitwe, but they closed it and can't access it anymore. And I have no screenshots of our conversation, but that was 5 years before. I have Facebook and WhatsApp screenshots. Okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. If you have evidence of meeting and chatting and communication on Facebook and in WhatsApp, put the WhatsApp app on your phone, everybody. That screenshot them. That's great. That's great. No problem. You good. You are fine. Okay. Don't worry. David, May, June 2023. Yeah, I agree. Around that time frame. Brian, do I need to do anything if my fiance changes her address before? No. If your fiance moves and you've already filled out the the USCIS form I-129F, filled it out, you signed it, dated it, you put your address in the United States, you put her address in whichever country she lives in. It's gone, and then she moves. You don't have to contact USCIS. Just wait until you get to your NOA2 letter and schedule your visa interview at the embassy, and then you're going to fill out what's known as a Form DS-160. Now, in Form DS-160, that's where you're going to update all the information. Okay, this is my fiance's new address. Okay. For example, Karina, she works as a manager of a couple of ice cream stores in Bogota. Well, one ice cream store closed and they relocated over here to another address. Okay. So when I filled out the I-129F and they asked where does Karina work, I put this address here. But it's changed now. Now she works at this address here. So when I do the DS-160, that's when I'll update the information. So relax on that. Don't send, once you send your immigration package in, once you sent your K-1 visa package in, don't send anything else to them. Okay, they'll probably just throw it in the trash. Honestly, wait for the DS-160. Wait for the embassy interview, or wait for an RFE. Okay, let's see. Do I need to do anything if no, I answered that. Brian, no, relax on that. You good. Does USCIS care if both the petitioner and the beneficiary are quite young, early 20s? Lisa, immigration don't care as long as you're legal and you qualify under the IMBRA law, okay? The Immigration Marriage Broker Act, 2005, I think that's what it's called. If you guys are both legal, 18 or both of you are 100 years old or 18 years old, you're good. Don't worry about it. Being young is great. It means you're going to start your lives early together in USA, and that's fantastic. We wish you well. We can't wait for you to get here. No, relax on that. You're good. Okay. So Lisa, relax on that. You're good. Okay. Alex, hi Diego. Hope everything is well with you. Alex, we're great. This is the channel of positivity. Okay. No negativity. Everybody watching this channel right now, you guys are going to get your K-1 visas. as long as you qualify for the benefit. It's just a matter of when, right? When am I going to get my when am I going to get my visa? Depends on the country. How long is the wait time? And you're going to wait longer if you live in Mexico than if you live in Algeria, for example. Okay. After my case approved, how much time will the embassy take? It depends. It depends on the month. Okay. Alex, hello from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Hey, well, you're south of me. I'm up here in the Panhandle near Pensacola. Question, do we have time frames from MVC? Looks like they haven't made any updates. MVC. I'll make a video about the MVC update processing times here. I'll make it today. Okay, I'll get into the back door of USCIS. I learned a lot of tricks when I went through my first K1 visa. Okay, and I'm applying that information to this visa, for my visa, and to help you guys. Okay. Lisa, okay, thank you. You're welcome, Lisa. Hang in, relax. You're fine. Okay, Abaya. If the embassy requests additional evidence, pictures at the interview, does that make it back? No. Once it gets to the embassy, okay. So your K1 visa package goes to the lockbox in Dallas. Then it goes to the service center. 9 out of 10 it's going to go to California, like ours. Once California gets done with it, it goes to the MVC in New Hampshire. When New Hampshire get done with it, it goes to the embassy, the consular officer, and the immigration section of whichever country you live in. They get it. They review it. You get your ready letter, okay, and then you process your DS-160. You pay your visa fee. Don't forget, you got to get passport photos uploaded to your computer, because you're going to have to include your passport photos with your DS-160. Okay, so once it gets to USCIS, once it gets to the embassy, U.S. Embassy, unless there's a blatant fraud in the visa package that didn't get caught, if USCIS didn't catch it, the MVC didn't catch it. If there's blatant fraud in that visa package, the U.S. Embassy, okay, will send it back to USCIS and terminate the account. But that is probably one in 20,000 visas. So no, you're good. When it gets to once it gets to the embassy, you're good. Okay. Let's see. Hi Diego, we're doing good. Port St. Louis. If they're you're welcome, Alex. You're welcome. Archer, you're welcome. Or can you visit your fiance in the U.S. while waiting for an OA2? Absolutely, but she has to clear another consular interview. Okay, let's suppose Karina wants to come to the United States for vacation from Colombia. She can process a B2 visa. Okay, but when she goes in front of the consular officer, it's taking probably a year just to get a tourist visa at the embassy in Colombia. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we're not even going to bother with it. But you can, yes, come to the U.S. on a tourist visa. She might get screened at the airport. Let's suppose she lands in Miami. The immigration officer might say, well, you're in a K1 visa process. What, you're here on a B2 visa. What's the purpose? Well, I'm here as a tourist to see my fiance. Okay, they'll let you in. Personally, I wouldn't do it. I personally wouldn't do it. Because then when you fill out the adjustment of status paperwork for when you apply for your green card further down the road, you have to go into the Homeland Security website. You got the Border Patrol website. You got to print Form I-94, entry into the United States. There's a lot of hassle. Try to reduce the hassle. My recommendation would be for the sponsor to fly to your beneficiary's home country. I'm back and forth to Colombia. Okay, we're not even going to waste our time with a B2 visa, a tourist visa. I'm back and forth to Colombia. Okay. So yeah, you can. Your fiance can visit you in the U.S., but I don't recommend it. It's just a pain in the butt with all the paperwork. Okay. Yvonne, I have been trying to book my appointment on the CGI website in Nigeria, but it keeps saying no appointment available for the past 2 months. Is there something I'm doing wrong? No, you're not doing anything wrong, Yvonne. Embassies are busy. Embassies are really busy. So you got to keep going in there. Go in there every day. Same thing could happen to me. I'm going to be trying to get an interview at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. It could take me 2 months or 3 months. I don't know. Depends on how busy they are. You got to keep trying, okay? Keep going into that website. Keep going into there. Okay. Did you go into ustraveldocs.com? Is that how you set up your interview? Check through some of our videos that we made on how to do that. Okay. See if there's a faster way you can do it. But keep trying. Don't give up. Okay. Og, you're welcome for the advice. Yeah, I have the B1, B2, but I'm too scared to get screened. No, if you have a B2 visa and you have a visa interview just tell the immigration officer the truth. Say I'm in a K1 visa process. I miss my fiance. I want to go spend time with him on vacation, and then I want to come back to my home country. Just that's all you got to do. Karina sends everybody her best wishes. And she knows I'm live right now, so she's at work. She says hi to everybody, okay? Now, go in front of the embassy officer and see if you can get your B2 visa. See if you can get it. But don't be surprised if it gets denied because you're in a K1 visa process, and some immigration officers are a little sensitive to that, okay? So don't be surprised if it gets denied, but don't be upset because it's not going to have any effect or any bearing upon your K1 visa. Getting a B2 visa, tourist visa denied will not stop you from getting your K1 visa. Okay. Or you personally wouldn't advise going to the US to visit? No, I wouldn't. I would stay in your home country and tell your sponsor, come see me. I've made 5 trips to Colombia to see Karina, my fiance. 5 trips. Okay. You know, I don't care for immigration too much. I can't stand, flying and getting on planes and going through airports. But make it as easy and as simple as possible and as stress-free for your beneficiary. Let her relax at home, and then Mr. Sponsor, you get on a plane and go see her or him. Okay. Susie, okay, I'll tell her, I'll send her your best regards. Okay. Thank you, Susie. Yes, Alex, absolutely. Murph, hi Diego and Karina. I am happy to see you. Thank you so much for information. You're welcome. We're here for you guys. Okay, this is not. It's the paperwork to do a K1 visa is easy. It's not. People are spending thousands and thousands of dollars for attorney fees and immigration companies. And let me point out that there is no such thing as a rapid visa. All these companies do is fill out paperwork and put your package together and send it. You can do the same thing for free. So instead of paying an immigration attorney $4,000, use that money for your wedding, use it for your vacation, your honeymoon. Putting together a K1 visa package is easy. So it's one form, USCIS form I-129F. Go into uscis.gov, go into the website, print the directions on how to fill the form out. Read the directions 10 times so you understand the process. Fill out the form, then check the form 20 times to make sure you didn't make any spelling mistakes, you didn't make any typos, you didn't transpose numbers like you were putting your fiance's passport number in there and the expiration date of her passport. Don't mess that up. Make sure the number in the passport, the information matches the information on the form I-129F. Don't forget to sign and date the form. Make sure her name is spelled correctly or his name is spelled correctly. It's just, paying attention to details. Make sure you include all the evidence of your relationship, boarding passes from your flights, the stamps in your passport from your travel, the immigration stamps, your photos together. Now, you want to have pictures together with her friends and family. Immigration likes selfies. They look at all the selfies, but they toss them aside. What they want to see are photos with you, your beneficiary, and her family and friends. That's what they're looking for, okay? So the majority of your pictures in a K1 visa should be with family and friends, okay? Let's see. Diego, I'm not going to lie, I'm worried sick that I have chat logs where my fiance calls wet wife and her kid. Yeah, my chat, I sent 1,000 pages of chat logs from WhatsApp to in my K1 visa package, and probably 20% say my wife, my esposa. I even gave her my last name in some message traffic, in some messages. Okay, so I can understand you're a little worried. So what I'm looking at some chat logs, and they're saying, well, if you call your fiance, your wife in the visa package, you're going to get your visa denied, blah, blah, blah. No, it's going to go to the embassy. The U.S. Embassy is going to get it. They might ask you a question. Did you guys get married? Did you get married during the K1 visa process? And you're going to say no. And then they're going to say, okay, do you have any letters of affidavit to say that you're single? Yes. So you make sure you get letters of affidavit from your friends and your family. This is what we did. My brother wrote a letter. Karina's sister-in-law, who lives in Colombia, she wrote a letter. And we also got a letter of it's called a carta de soltera. I probably messed up the word there, but it's a letter of singleness. So Karina wrote a letter that she testifies that she's single and free to legally marry me. She got it notarized in a notary in Bogota, and she got her two witnesses from Venezuela because Karina's from Venezuela. The witnesses had to be from Venezuela. We got two witnesses from Venezuela. They signed the letter saying Karina's single, and that letter's ready to go. So if we get a question at the visa interview that says, are you guys married? Karina's going to say, no, I'm single. And then she's going to present these letters of affidavit. Okay. See, now I got an engagement ring on my finger right here. And people say, oh, you got a wedding ring on? No. I got photos of me with this, which I sent to immigration. Immigration might say, man, Diego's got a wedding ring on. We got to check that out. Okay, check it out. It's an engagement ring. Okay, just relax. Okay, Mackenzie, you're going to be fine. My recommendation is get 3 letters of affidavit from family and friends that states that you are single. And I recommend that your partner in crime gets 2 letters stating that he or she, that everybody, just get these letters of affidavit that you're single, get them signed, get them notarized, and there's a specific way to do a letter of affidavit. It has to include the date of birth of the person. It has to include where they were born in the letter, their phone number and address and all that, and their relationship. So Karina's sister-in-law, and yes, wrote a letter of affidavit saying that Karina's single. So we are prepared for that eventuality. We made the same mistake. Okay? Don't worry. Worry is not going to help you. Worry is going to make you sick. Instead of worrying about it, Mackenzie, be proactive. Get 3 or 4 letters of affidavit written up and get them ready to go in case you get the question. Okay? And then you can say to the immigration officer, well, if I was married, I would be filing a CR1 visa, which is half the price and probably quicker. Just be ready. Just be ready for it. Don't worry about it because you're single. You're legally able to marry your person, your future. Just relax, okay? Achua, when do you think we will start seeing March 2022 processing? March 2022, probably next month. I'm thinking next month or this month. Probably the middle of this month, starting next month is when they're going to start processing March 2022. Dahlia, hi Diego, what if the sponsor gets laid off while waiting for an OA2? Receive without. Okay, if he gets laid off, then he needs to apply for unemployment benefits. Now, unemployment benefits count as income. Okay? Unemployment, if you're on unemployment, temporary, it's not a full-time thing, but if you are temporarily on unemployment, it counts as income and you can use that because it's taxable as income. And then I would recommend that the sponsor starts looking for another job. Okay? So it won't affect the K1 visa as long as you can show that you have some income coming in from somewhere, unemployment. And you can also, if you don't live in the Philippines, you can also use assets. So let's suppose you're $1,000 a year short, and you're going to have $5,000 worth of assets to cover the difference. It's 5 times the difference, okay? After case is approved, will the MVC send an email to the beneficiary? Yeah, they'll send them a letter out, okay? But if the person's moved, then they probably won't get it. But the exact same thing goes to the sponsor. Once the sponsor gets all that information from the MVC, he can then call his beneficiary up and say, "Hey, honey, I got all the information," and he's going to know, or she's going to know where the beneficiary moved to, right? And then he can forward the information that way. Don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry. As long as the sponsor gets the information, if the beneficiary moves, okay, no big deal. It's okay. On the DS-160, you fill out the new address of the beneficiary, and then the sponsor will get the information to the beneficiary. Unless you don't tell your sponsor where you moved to, then that's a problem. Yeah, Daily, I laid off from work. I understood your question. If a person gets laid off from work, they can claim unemployment. Unemployment is taxable income, which counts as income for USCIS. My recommendation is start looking for another job while on unemployment, but keep the unemployment receipts. Okay, if it goes direct deposit into his bank, you got the evidence that he's getting paid. He's got income coming in. Okay, relax, guys. Afif Raven, hey. Well, hey, Afif, how are you? Okay, Messenger, hello, Diego. Love the channel. Well, we're glad you do. We love you guys. Okay, thanks for watching. February 24th, 2022. Ooh, you're almost at the finish line. You're close. Next month, you should be hearing soon. Thank you. Mackenzie, thank you. She is also Filipino, so we will get a certificate of no marriage. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. A certificate of no marriage is like in Colombia. Karina got a certificate of no marriage, but it's a different name. It's Carta di Soltado, something like that. Man, I wish I could remember. Exactly right. Plus, get other letters of affidavit. Start getting them ready, and then when you get when your fiance gets her face-to-face visa interview in Manila, you've got letters of saying that she's single from the government of the Philippines. The government of the Philippines keeps track of that stuff. If she gets a letter saying she's single from the government of the Philippines, she's good. It doesn't. So relax, okay? You guys are good. Let's see here. Obaha, does an RFE response get reviewed by the same USCIS officer? No, not necessarily. It doesn't have to be. The immigration officer is going to probably change. It doesn't matter which immigration officer reviews it. What matters is question RFE question. Question one, Diego. Let's suppose I get an RFE. Question, Diego. Where did you first communicate with your fiance? Or let's say, when did you first meet your fiance? Well, I met her first time I saw her face to face was at the airport, El Dorado Airport in Bogota, Colombia. Okay, on August 27, 2021. Okay, write a letter, boom, cover letter goes on top, send it. They look at it. Doesn't matter who looks at it. What they care about is the information. Okay? Information is all they care about. All immigration officers do is review. They review. They're like the Borg from Star Trek. The Borg, they're just, no emotion. They're not going to assimilate you, but it's just the same thing, okay? My question, I am a COO of a company in the USA. I spent 10 months in the country of Mexico. Fantastic. I spent 10 months in Bogota, Colombia with my fiance. I'm a real estate agent, okay? I'm a real estate agent. I told my broker, Mr. Broker, I'm going to Colombia for 10 months. Take me off your list of realtors. Okay, I'm back in the USA now. My name is back on as an active real estate agent. Okay, I can't say realtor yet because I got to pay my dues so I can't say that. But I'm a real estate agent. Yeah, you can do that. It's no problem. You can spend 10 months in Mexico if you want to. Just make sure you maintain your domicile in the United States. Now, if you go live in Mexico you get, you sell your house and you relocate to Mexico to wait out for the visa, your visa will be denied. You have to be a resident of the United States to apply for a K-1 visa. Okay, so keep your domicile. Miguel, Diego, do you see USCIS reaching its processing time 6 months by the end of the fiscal year? No, I don't. I see probably 8 months. Okay, my opinion. 8 months will be the quickest turnaround by starting October 2023. October 1st, 2023, fiscal year 2024 will start for USCIS. My prediction is 8 months, and that's still pretty quick. Gary, hello, love your advice. I just got back to Atlanta from Cabacalan, Philippines. Ooh, nice. Stayed there 2 weeks. Okay, my question is, after NOA2, how long is the process till she gets to come to Atlanta, Georgia? Well, that all depends, because there's only one embassy in the Philippines that will process K-1 visas, and that's in Manila. So, you're going to have to pay the visa fee, fill out the S-160, and then you have to schedule a visa interview in Manila. It could take a few months, so be ready for a bit of a wait, because Manila is one of the busiest embassies in the world in visa processing right now. But don't get disheartened if, once you get your NOA2 and you get everything, set up, catch you a flight back to the Philippines and go spend time with your fiance. What I'm waiting on right now is the NOA2 letter from immigration. I'm waiting on the NOA2 letter. Visa approved, RFE, or visa denied. If the visa is denied, I'm going to be contacting some serious folks in Washington, D.C. and taking some serious proactive action to get it approved, because we qualify for the visa. But, it's no problem. Our visa is going to be good. I'll get the NOA2 letter from immigration, and then I'm going to wait probably a couple of weeks, and I'm going to catch a flight to Colombia and spend maybe 2 or 3 months with Karina while we wait for the next step, which is scheduling the interview at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. Could take a month. It could take 3 months. Who knows? It depends on the workload at the embassy. So be prepared for a bit of a wait for the embassy in Manila, okay? Don't get stressed out. Just understand that the process is not quick, okay? Let me see. So welcome back, Gary from the Philippines. Get ready for another trip. It's a long flight. Ooh, what is it, 24 hours on a plane? You fly from Atlanta to New York to, where do you go? South Korea, Japan, and then Manila? I don't know, but it's a long way. Dahlia, you're welcome. Thank you, Diego. You're welcome. Javo, Diego, do you think it's possible to get NOA2 from our NOA1 date, November 10th, 2022? You should be right there. Let me see, November. So your NOA1 is November 2022. So your NOA2 letter should be around November, December 2023. So the end of this year, Javo, towards the end of this year, okay? My fiance is here in Mexico with me for over a year now. She is a Filipina. Will she be in process here in Mexico? Sure. When you filled out USCIS form, Javo, when you filled out USCIS form I-129F, on page, I can't remember, I think it's page 3, it says, what consular office do you want to process your K-1 visa at? If you filled out the consular office in Mexico City, in Mexico, or Ciudad, in Mexico, that's where she's going to go for a visa. Doesn't matter if she's a Filipino, if she's Colombian, if she's Venezuelan, whatever address you put on the USCIS form I-129F for consular processing, if you put Mexico, that's where she's going to go. No problem. No big deal. So she'll process in Mexico, yes, if you put the Mexican consulate down as the place you wanted to go. And by the end of the year, I got her a work permit here in Mexico at our company. Well, that's excellent. Keep busy. The secret to the K-1 visa, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is to stay busy, busy, busy. Don't mope around. Don't be counting days. Counting days is a killer. If you count days, you're going to get sick. Don't count days. We count months. Okay? What we do, count months. That's it. Not days. Don't do that. Well, we will interview in Japan. Okay, Mackenzie. when you go to Japan and have the interview, make sure you got your letters of singleness, and you're good to go. The immigration officer may be a little, his question may be a little terse. The scary visa officer, right? But don't be intimidated. Say, yeah, well, I'm single. Boom. Here's my letters. Okay, relax. You got this. How long will it take to get an approval? Depends on the month, depends on how busy immigration is. Everything is fluid. Immigration is fluid. It's like a swimming pool. Okay? It's like a swimming pool. In the summer, the water drains down, and you got to keep filling the water up in the pool. And in the winter, the water stays right here, and then it may freeze over. You know, it's all about being patient during this process. Be patient. Okay. You know, I could ask myself the same questions. Diego, when are you going to get your NOA2 letter? I don't know. No idea. But my best guess is the end of June, beginning of July 2022. When are you going to get your visa interview at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia? I don't know. Depends on the workload at the embassy in Bogota. Depends on how busy the National Visa Center is in New Hampshire. It could be 3 months waiting for the National Visa Center to do their job, and it could be 3 months more for me to get a scheduled interview at the embassy in Bogota. So that's 6 months. Could be 8 months. It could be 3 months. NVC may get my stuff done in 2 weeks. I don't know. But we're going to keep you guys informed during our process, okay? So you guys know where we stand, okay? Kate Messenger, once she gets her green card, how long can she visit when I'm in Mexico? Once she gets her green card, well, once your fiance and then you become married gets a green card, it's better that she doesn't leave the United States for at least 2 years. Okay, you don't want her to leave the United States on a 2-year conditional green card. That's not a good idea. I don't recommend that. Okay, I recommend that she gets to the United States. When you get her 2-year green card, she doesn't leave the USA for 2 years until she gets her 10-year green card. When she gets her 10-year green card, which is the lawful permanent residency, then she can come visit for 6 months. Don't go past 6 months. Go 5 months, 4 months, 3 months. Don't go past that, because in the future, okay, she's going to want to become a U.S. citizen, I'm assuming. And when you fill out your U.S. citizenship paperwork, which is N-400, they're going to ask you, have you ever left the United States? And if she says yes, they're going to say, how long? Where you gone? Stay in the you understand what I'm saying, right? When she gets a 2-year green card, when Karina gets her 2-year green card, she ain't going anywhere. She's going to miss her family in Colombia. She's going to miss her family, her brothers, her sisters, her sobrino, her sobrina. But it's part of the process, unfortunately. Mackenzie interview in Japan. Okay, great. Abai, well, you're welcome, Abai. Okay, Messenger, we answered that. Jimmy Walker. Hey, Jimmy Walker, how are you? ¿Cómo estás? How is everything? Thanks. Mackenzie, who could you contact in Washington, D.C. in case of denial? I'm going to call my senator or my congressman, probably my senator, because my senator has access to the State Department. Okay, my U.S. senator, I got 2 U.S. senators, Rick Scott and Marco Rubio. And if immigration jack me around, I'm calling them up, okay? Because our visa is qualified for the benefit. Now, if I wasn't qualified for the benefit, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even probably apply for the visa, okay? Let's see. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, MA7, I'm in Atlanta. I applied last month. They received it and sent me the receipt, NOA1. Okay, so you're waiting on your NOA2 letter, and she's in Senegal. Beautiful Senegal. Oh, I love that country. Yeah, I've been by there when I was in the Navy. It's going to take about a year. Okay, MA7, 1 year or less. Gary Higgins, we are April 14 filers and 25 hours from Atlanta to Manila. Oh, 25 hours. I said 24 hours. I was off an hour. I know it's a long way. Ooh, because my dad got married to a lady from Thailand. He lives in Thailand. Okay, he didn't want to go through this immigration nightmare. He just moved to Thailand. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, Lindley, Gary Higgins, 2022. Yeah, Lindley. When I send my fiance my papers to prove I can take care of him or her in the States, is it okay to black out my account? Yeah, you can block out. Now, your social security number, no. Don't black that out. They need that. But your account number, sure. I blacked out when I got bank statements for the last K1 visa I went through. I blacked out all the account numbers. Absolutely. That's no problem. They want to see dollars. They want to see how much you got in the bank, who deposited how much, when, and where, and who deposited the money, and your name and address on the bank statement. That's all they care about. They don't care about the bank, the number. Delete it, blank it out. Lindley, will you need to take my divorce papers with him to the interview? Absolutely, positively, yes. Lindley, you need to get a certified copy from the courthouse of your divorce papers, a certified copy, absolutely, saying the final divorce decree, okay? Not the magistrate, the judge. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. You must, okay? I'm going to give Karina my divorce decree, the final divorce decree, signed, certified by the courthouse down the street here in Florida, and she will have it in her hand and present it to the immigration officer, because more than likely that is the first question they're going to ask you when she goes in there. Where's the divorce papers? Boom, be ready. Original certified copy. It doesn't have to be the original divorce decree. It must be a certified copy of the original document printed from the courthouse or the government office. Don't don't have the courthouse email it to you, please, because that will not be allowed in the immigration office, in the consular office. Will not accept that. Has to be stamped, certified divorce decree from the government office. All right, the final divorce decree. Bill Smith has sent $5 super chat to Diego. Bill, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do all this for free. Okay, I'm giving up house deals to work videos for you guys. I'm kidding. But thank you for the $5, sir. That will help cover the ink and the power here for the day doing all this video processing. Thank you so much. Bill Smith, $5 super chat. Okay, now remember, we do this for free, guys. Okay, but we appreciate that. Came from your heart. We know that. Okay, thank you. So we got a super chat, my first one. Fantastic. Okay. Lindley, thank you, Mr. Diego. You're fine. No problem. No problem. Hey, Diego, from Goofy Mike TV. Hey, Diego, do you stock crypto gain profits count as income? Yeah. Okay, let me explain to you. If you pay tax on any income that you get, it counts as income for immigration. Okay. If the IRS took a part of your income in tax revenue, it counts. If you don't get taxed on income, it doesn't count and you cannot use it as income. So if you got taxed, Goofy Mike TV, on your crypto gain, and I hope you made lots of money. If you did, well done. You're gonna get, if you got taxed on it, you can include it. Let's see here. Goofy Mike TV, I file tax and pay taxes. You got it. They're gonna want to see your last tax return. And in fact, I just called the IRS day before yesterday on their 800 number and asked them for my 2020 and 2021 tax returns in transcripts. Okay, when Karina goes to her K1 visa interview, okay, she's going to have my tax transcripts from 2020, 2021, and 2022, and my tax returns and my W-2s. And because I'm retired from the military, I have a 1099. And if I sell a house between now and then I'll get a 1099 for that. Okay. So, and yeah, if you pay tax on any income, immigration will accept it. Okay. And if you guys need the 800 number, to get your tax transcripts is right here. I'm going to look it up. I just called them. Okay, now, if you call, let me see, hold on a second. If you call 1-800-829-1040, go through the prompts and say, and they'll ask you, what tax returns do you want? So I hit the prompt 2020. I put in there 2020-2021, and I'm still waiting for my 2022 tax returns. I just paid them. I just sent them in the mail a couple of days, April 1st, yesterday. Ooh, April Fool's Day. So I'm going to wait a month, and then I'll get the tax transcripts for this year. Okay, for last year, 2022. Bill Smith, super chat, Bill Smith, $5, thank you. I got my first letter December 1st, 2022. My fiance is Filipina. Okay. If everything goes as planned, when do you expect her to get off the plane in the US? Okay. Well, if your NOA1 letter is December 2022, you should get your NOA2 letter by December 2023. And then I would say between 4 and 6 months into past that. So I would say by the summer, June, July 2024 will be the earliest. It could be longer, but I would say by next summer, she'll be in the United States. Okay. So my recommendation would be get on a plane, go see her. I'm in the same boat, guys. I'm in the same boat. So I'm going to fly to Colombia in the summer and spend a couple of months with Karina. That's going to reduce my income. My income's going to go down because I'm not producing, right? I'm in Colombia. I'm not allowed to work in Colombia. If that happens, I'll have a letter ready, prepared for immigration that says, yeah, my income went down. And here's the reason. Because you made me wait a year for my visa. I took 10 months off of work to be with my fiance. Now, if this visa process was quicker, I wouldn't have to done that. And then I'll explain it. Okay, and then I'll prove, I'm going to stay within the minimum income requirements, obviously, from my neighbor retirement. But hey, it's a horrible process. It's a difficult process. We understand. Oba, is it okay to send an RFE along with unsolicited evidence not requested? No, don't do that. Don't send anything unsolicited. Okay, you are under the 5th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. It's like, okay, if they don't ask for it, don't give it. If they ask you for 2 blue crayons, you send 2 blue crayons, not 2 blue crayons and a yellow crayon. Okay, you got that? You got that? This is Homeland Security, guys. This is Homeland Security. If they ask you for 5 pictures from your trip to the Philippines, you send 5 pictures. You don't send 10. Whatever they ask for, you give. Nothing more, nothing less. Boom, visa gets approved. Okay? Let's see here. No unsolicited evidence. Don't do that. Don't open up a can of worms. Immigration is going to say, oh, look what else you sent me. Okay. Oh, now we got a question on this. Oh, now we got a question on that. No, don't do that. Okay. David says, takes from 19 to 24 months. That's about right for the Philippines. Exactly right. David is correct. Lindley, another question, please. I have been divorced 3 times. Okay. Then you need 3 divorce decrees that are finalized, and no, it won't affect your K-1 visa as long as you haven't been married to as long as you haven't been in 3 K-1 visas before, you're good. If you've been married 3 times in the United States, let's say, and you need to have 3 divorce decrees to bring for your beneficiary to bring to the visa interview. Your beneficiary needs to know the names of the 3 people that you are divorced from and what was the reason for the divorce. Wasn't compatible, didn't work out, whatever the reason. 3 divorce decrees, 3 reasons, 3 names. Immigration will ask questions at the face-to-face visa interview about divorces. When Karina goes to her visa interview in Bogota, Colombia, I know they're going to ask her about my previous divorce. Okay? And she knows all about it. There's no secrets. Immigration want to know, is this a fraudulent visa process? Are you marrying people just to bring them to the U.S. to get them in on a K-1 visa? Okay, which was why in 2005 the Ember law was put in place, where you're only allowed 2 K-1 visas. You know, which is lucky for me because I'm on my second one, and I'm not going to go on a third because we're going to get married and we're done. We are together forever. Okay. No, if you've got 3 divorce decrees, that's fine. Just don't have 3 K-1 visa divorces. That's not too good. You can't. Then you got to get a waiver from USCIS. So no, Lindley, you're good. Mike Michaela, hi Diego, thanks for your videos. I'm always watching it. My case is at the embassy in Argentina. Oh, Argentina, beautiful. Argentina is beautiful. We love it down there. We got family. Karina has family in Argentina from Venezuela, but I can't find an appointment. I'm trying every day in different hours, and nothing. Is there something I can do? You got to keep trying, okay? You just got to keep trying until an opening comes up. If it gets to the point where you have been trying long enough and you have expended all your energy and you're just absolutely sick and tired of trying, contact your senator in your home state and have him or her step in, okay? But you need to keep trying and trying and trying until you can't try anymore. All right? Same for me in Colombia. Okay? If I get jerked around, I'm on the phone to my senator. Argentina, yeah, beautiful Argentina. Cinderella Cindy, thank you, sir, for your useful information. It really helped. Was worried. God bless you and your beautiful Karina. And God bless you too, Cinderella Cindy. We're here for you guys. We are here for all you guys. Haven't experienced this before. I know how difficult it is up here mentally. So, I put the channel together for you guys because due to my past experience, I understand the mental games that people go through. They can't sleep. They get stressed out. They get full of anxiety. Oh, is my visa going to get blocked because of this or because of that? And at the end game, at the very end, when you get your K-1 visa in your hand, in your passport, and all those things you worried about and were stressing about were irrelevant and they didn't pertain. I was the same way, I got my first RFE. I'm in the mail, and I had a heart attack. Oh man, oh no, and it was a waste of time to worry about it. Respond to it, get it done, and get your visa. You're going to be good, guys. Mohammed, hey Diego, hey Mohammed, how are you? Goofy Mike TV, I got the phone number you said. God bless you. Thank you. Goofy Mike TV, write that, call that number and get your tax transcripts. Go back 3 years. Everybody watching this video, okay, you got to go back. You got to bring 3 years worth of tax transcripts to the embassy interview. And then once your beneficiary gets to the United States, if you happen to be filing a new tax return, let's suppose she gets here in April, and then you file your taxes in April, okay, when you adjust your status, okay, you're going to need the tax transcripts from the latest tax return, okay? And if you have them, the tax documents. I got the 1040s, the W-2s, the 1099s, everything, and the transcripts. I'm just waiting on the tax transcripts. I just called them in, and I'm waiting. When they get here, I'll make a video about it, okay? Let's see. Lynn Lee, my tax transcripts, my W-2. No, your tax transcripts are not your W-2 forms, okay? You got to call this number right here. I'm going to put it out again. You got to call this number, go through the prompts, right? You got a pen? You guys got a pen? You're going to need your tax transcripts. If you are a sponsor right now, sponsoring a beneficiary, you're going to need your tax transcripts. You must call this number, 800-829-1040. 800-829-1040. Call that number, go through the prompts, and get your tax transcripts, okay? Let's see. Mohammed, I have a question about the income limit. Is it 100% or 125% for the K-1 visa? Okay, when you go to your face-to-face visa interview at the embassy, you must meet 100% of the minimum federal poverty guidelines at the face-to-face, 100%. when you get to the United States of America, you get married, you have to adjust your status for your beneficiary's green card, who is now your wife or your husband. Then you must meet 125%. Okay. If you can't quite reach 125%, you can use a joint sponsor to make up the difference, or you can use your assets or cash in the bank. So let's supposing, so it's 100% at the visa interview, get it to the USA, and then 125% when you file for the green card. Let's supposing you're $1,000 a year short. You're $1,000 a year short on the minimum income guidelines. You take $1,000 that you're short, multiply by 5, and that's $5,000. If you have $5,000 plus in the bank, you can use that as supplemental to the income, or you can use assets. You can use your house. You can use if you have a car, you cannot use your car, but if you have 2 cars, you can use the second car. Okay, if you have valuable, you got a collection of valuable paintings, you can use your furniture. What's the value of your furniture? You just got to be 5 times the amount. Okay, if you're already married, if you come, your fiance, you get married in the Philippines, you come in on a CR1 visa, and you're applying for you get your green card at the embassy. I'm not going to use the Philippines as an example. I'll use, let's say, Colombia. Then you only have to meet 3 times the difference. Okay, but if you're on a K1 visa coming to the United States at the embassy, 100% of income minimum. In the United States, adjust the status, 125%. If you can't reach 125%, okay, you got to, whatever the difference is that you're short, multiply that amount by 5 under a K1 visa. And if you've got that much in assets, use it to make up the difference, and your visa and your green card will get adjudicated and get approved. Okay, guys? Let's see here. Do you understand that, guys? Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Mr. Diego. You're welcome. UD, good afternoon, Diego. What month, date, I-129F applications are being processed right now on April 2nd, 2023. February is being processed. And I could tell you March 2022, February 2022, visas are being processed. And March 2022 probably also. But I don't know if I should put that information out just yet, because it could be wrong. And I only put out information that I know is correct. But in my mind, in my Nostradamus state, I think March is also being processed too. But right now, I can be assured, I can safely say that January and February 2022 visa receipt dates are being processed. Okay? UD, Diego, your NOA1 and my NOA1 dates are a week apart. Mine is the end of April. So I am closely following your progress so that I can get some reference to mine. Thank you so much. UD, we will help you. We will take you under our wing just like everybody else, and we will get you through this horrible process. But because we are so close together in time, okay, it's a good idea to watch our case closely. Now remember, got to remember, our embassy interview is going to be in Bogota, Colombia. So, it could be a different wait time for you. You may get your visa interview quicker than I can. We don't know. Okay. Let's see. Lindley, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Diego, for your information and videos. Me and my fiance, Solman, are so grateful to you and your lovely Karina. God bless you both. Lindley and Solman, we're here for you guys, okay? We're going to bring you over the finish line. We're going to grab you by the hands, and we're going to pull you over the finish line and get you married in the United States. Well, I'm not going to get you married. That's going to be up to your preacher. But we're going to pull you over the finish line and get your K1 visa in your hand, okay? We'll get you through it, okay? Mackenzie, what all tax documents and proof of income will you bring to the K1 visa interview? Okay, Mackenzie, you need tax transcripts for the past 3 years, including the current one. So in my case, Karina will bring to her face-to-face visa interview my tax transcripts from 2022 2021, and 2020. She will bring my W-2s from my job when I worked as a land surveyor in 2022. Yeah, and so you're going to need 3 years worth of tax documents, okay? W-2s for 3 years past, tax transcripts for 3 years past, and if you have them, the 1040As. If you cannot get your 1040s, okay, your tax returns, the official copy signed with all the numbers and all the, the government googly gog. If you can't get your 1040, don't worry. The tax transcripts are just fine enough by themselves, and they don't have to be notarized, okay? A tax transcript is considered an official U.S. government document that does not have to be notarized by anybody, all right? So, number one, get your tax transcripts. Number two, W-2s and 1099s. And number three, the 1040s, if you have them. Let's see. And also, don't forget, bring in at least, I would say, 6 months to a year's worth of bank statements showing how much money is in the bank. And if you can, get a letter from your employer saying that you work here for this amount of time making this much money. That all helps, okay? All that information helps. All right, guys? Okay, let's see. Mackenzie, okay, answered your question. Gary Higgins. I gave my fiance my tax transcript and W-2. Is it a requirement to give her my bank statement? It's not a requirement, and it is a requirement. It depends on the embassy and the consular officer. These consular officers around the world, okay, have a guidebook they have to follow. That's congressional law. But some of these consular officers, bless their hearts, okay, may not know completely what the rules are, and they're making stuff up occasionally that can affect an immigrant visa. So my recommendation is this: yes, get her bank statements. Get 12 months. Every time a bank statement comes in the mail to my house here in Florida, I put it in a little file in the back, ready to take to Colombia to give to Karina. I'm gonna get a black marker and blank out the bank statement account numbers. They don't have to know what my account number is, but they're going to see how much money is going in the bank every month for the last year. So I recommend it strongly. Jimmy Walker. Diego, can you also get your tax transcripts online? You can get them online from the IRS. Sure. You can get them online. Go online and do the same thing if you want irs.gov. Sure. But I just called, hit my phone, boom. They're on the way. I'm just going to wait for them to get here. But you can get them online. Absolutely. Let's see here. Janet Smith, greetings from the UK. Now, I lived in England many years ago. Beautiful country, but it's cold and rainy. It rains a lot, but it's beautiful. In England, I love the fish and chips. I love there's a salad cream they have. They put a salad cream. Oh, it's so good. Jaffa cakes. I like Jaffa cakes. Now, I've traveled all over England and Wales, but I've never been to Scotland, and I've never been to Ireland. But I've been all over England. I've been, Brighton, Chichester, London, Plymouth. In fact, I remember going to Tor Point. I believe it's called Tor Point in Torquay near Cornwall. And there's a sign that says this is the farthest point west in England. I remember doing that. Like in the United States, in Miami, in south of Florida, in Key West, there's a sign that says this is the furthest point south. When I was in England, I went to Tor Point, I believe it's called, and that was the furthest west. So I got a picture. I love it. It's great. So everybody in England, we are glad you're here watching us here in Florida. And so we love our friends in England, the United Kingdom. Okay, and Prince Charles is now King Charles, and he gets coronated, I believe, in May next month. I think King Charles gets crowned the king, which is great. We look forward to watching that on TV. Magli, thank you so much, Diego, for all the precious information. From France, bonjour, comment ça va, Magli in France. We love our friends in France. I've been to France probably about 12 times. I've been to Paris. I took a bullet train from Marseille to Paris. I went to, let's see, although I found the McDonald's, I'm used to my American hamburgers, I found the McDonald's were a little bit expensive in Paris. Now, we're going back a few years now, but I love Paris. And I went to Normandy, Cherbourg, Le Havre, and France is just beautiful. But the food's expensive. Let's see. So welcome everybody from England, from France. Shemeke Malcolm. Hi, good day. Hi, Shemeke. How are you? GS. It's wet. Heinz salad cream. Heinz beans. Heinz salad cream. And I got some. Guess what? I got some Heinz salad cream in my fridge back here in the kitchen. Believe it or not. And I also like the Yorkshire pudding. Yorkshire pudding with a roast, an English roast potatoes, with gravy, bisto gravy. Oh, it's yummy. So I'll get spoiled with English food, Colombian food. I love Filipino food. Lumpia. Ooh. Let's see here. Hi, Diego. Do you have Instagram or Facebook? Yeah, I have a Facebook account. I just use Facebook for family because immigration are going to look at my Facebook account and they're going to look at Karina's Facebook account and they're going to, we make everything public on Facebook. So when the immigration officer, when you fill out your DS-160 for your beneficiary or your beneficiary fills it out, they're going to ask him or her for your online social media. So they're going to ask me for my Facebook account or Karina, and it's going to show all of our pictures together over the past 2 years. When we took a trip to Villa de Leyva in Colombia, we took a trip to Chauchi, we took a trip to Cartagena, to wherever we went, we take a picture, post it on Facebook publicly, and then Facebook will create a public date stamp. We'll create a date stamp of when we were there. So that solves the problem for me, because my cell phone doesn't take a date stamp on the pictures. It does in the camera. It keeps a record of it, in the memory card. But Facebook creates a date, and immigration want to see dates. Okay, so yeah, I use Facebook. My Facebook account is Jeff Diego Ross. Jeff Diego Ross. But I hardly use it. I just use it for immigration. So when I fly back to Colombia, I'm going to start posting stuff again on Facebook. Shamik, hi, I'm from Jamaica. Now, I have flown over Jamaica probably 20 times. When I fly to Colombia, I fly sometimes from Houston, Texas. I fly from Pensacola to Houston. I'll fly over Jamaica, and we wave at everybody in Jamaica. So especially if it's a day flight. Now, if it's a night flight, the lights are just beautiful. I remember seeing the lights around the island of Jamaica. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. Let's see here. So hi, everybody. Hi, Jamaica in Jamaica. And GS, I wonder how Prince Harry has a visa. Well, Prince Harry got what's known as a you might guess, because all visa information is confidential and private, but I believe he got an O1 spouse visa. Okay. And it's kind of like a K1 visa. Excuse me, it's kind of like a CR1 visa, but a higher level. CR1, it upgraded to OA1 or O1 visa, which is for dignitaries and people of, different caliber. So yeah, so Prince Harry got a O1 visa, which is a spousal visa, which he used to live in California. Okay, he has a visa, yes. And it's good for 3 years. He has to renew it unless he becomes a U.S. citizen. Then he doesn't have to worry about it. David Islas. Yeah, in Spanish. Now, most of you guys are not going to speak Spanish, but I understand the question right here. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat it because it's in Spanish, but David is great. Mucho gusto. Gracias para la información. Gracias para la pregunta. Es muy interesante. Gracias tu ayuda, otra persona. Gracias. Magley, will you make a video about approvals for FY 2022 in France? Okay, I will do that today. Tonight, when I get done here, I'm going to go make dinner because I'm hungry, and I want to make a note. Visas for France 2022, okay, for Magley. And I'll give you a shout out on the video because this is your YouTube channel, guys. And I make videos for you guys. It's for you. It's all about you. And it's the bottom line is getting your fiancés and get married and get them in the USA so you guys can start your lives together. Okay. Mackenzie, on a forum, someone gave me advice to also submit the certificate of singleness and affidavits to USCIS and ask them to amend the documents to the K-1 visa packet. You can do that. Okay, you can do that, Mackenzie, if you want to. Now, the USCIS are going to do one of two things. They're either going to throw it in the trash because they're just so busy they don't have time to keep amending to visas, or they can go and look for your K-1 visa package on the shelf somewhere in the and amend your visa package. You can do that. If you feel more comfortable doing that, then go ahead. But don't forget to include your NOA-1 letter. Make a copy of your NOA-1 letter, and then write a little cover letter. This is, I'm adding stuff to my K-1 visa, which I accidentally forgot to include. Please forgive me. All right? But don't forget to include the NOA-1 letter because that has your receipt number on it, and in that way, immigration can find your package. Hey, Diego, I must thank you for the health insurance video. My fiance in Arizona is retired military and on TRICARE. But TRICARE say I need to be military to go on DEERS. No, that's not true. You don't have to be military to go on TRICARE. So when you marry your sponsor who's military, you and your military sponsor, now your husband, will take you to the military base on base, get you a military spouse ID, and he's going to put you on the TRICARE as a beneficiary. He's going to make very important. Now, he's going to have to bring with him the marriage certificate, okay? You're going to show up at the military base, the TRICARE office on the base, bring your evidence that you guys are married, so that way you can get a military ID, spousal ID, and then that way he can put you on his TRICARE, and then you'll be updated into the DEERS process, but it's actually the TRICARE. You will have military health insurance once you get married. Absolutely. Kellen Adams, hey D, hey Kellen, how are you? GS, thank you, Diego, you're welcome. Magley, you're welcome. No problem. Mackenzie, do you think they would ever remove the last few pages of the K-1 visa packet if I ask them to? No, because if they do that, they're going to read it and they're going to want to know why you're trying to disassemble your K-1 visa package. Leave it alone. That would be a red flag to immigration. What are you doing? Is there a problem here? No, leave it alone. I have got probably 50 or 60 message printouts from WhatsApp where I call Karina my wife, my esposa, in Spanish. And obviously she's my fiance. She's not my wife. We're not married, but I included it in my message traffic. Then I read on a forum somewhere that immigration may deny my visa for that very reason. So, what I did was I got all these letters of affidavit together because the ultimate decision is going to be with the immigration officer at the embassy in Bogota, Colombia. And in Colombia, in South America, it's normal to call your girlfriend, your fiancée, your wife, or esposa, or prometida. It's just Latino culture. So we're just waiting to see what immigration says. I'm not worried about it because we got letters of singleness and affidavits ready to go in case they ask us. And then if they give me a hard time, I'm on the phone to my senator. Mr. Senator, I'm single. I have a right to marry Karina. Karina's single. She can marry me. But immigration's giving me a hard time because of some messages I sent, which were in jest and in a form of affection. And everything's good. We move on. I'm not worried about it. Let's see. Janet, let's see here. No, do not tell immigration to take anything out of your visa package. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Janet, Diego, thanks to you and Karina for this information live stream and for your precious time. Have a blessed Easter. Blessed Resurrection Sunday to you. Also, thank you, Janet. We appreciate those positive comments. This is the positive channel. And, The bottom line is God is in control of everything. Now, I don't promote any particular religion on this channel because everybody's different, I'm sure. But, in my mind, God is in control. But that pertains to me. GS, thank you, Diego. God bless you also. Janet Smith, my partner, is also retired military. Great, Janet. When you get to the United States, he needs to put you on his TRICARE, get your health insurance activated, and you're good to go. All right? And get you a spousal ID. You're going to get a yellow ID card that gives you access to the commissary, the base exchange, the medical facilities, et cetera, et cetera. Fantastic. Danny. Diego, can you make a video finding out if Costa Rica embassy has a backlog? Well, I think every embassy in the world has a little bit of a backlog. I think every embassy has a backlog. I could make a video for you about Costa Rica. Yeah, this is your YouTube channel. I'll do my research and we'll get something going on Costa Rica, just especially for Danny. Okay, now. Kellen Adams, Diego, my girlfriend, sending K1 visa last year, May. Until now, we get in no response. No, you still got a ways to go. Wait another month. Wait another 8 weeks max, and then start getting in touch with immigration. Okay? GS, hugs to you, Janet, fellow Brit here. Everybody give everybody hugs. Everybody is going to get their visa, okay? As long as you qualify for the benefit, as long as you're patient, as long as you don't, don't be writing immigration. Oh, can you change this? Don't do that. If you feel like you made an error on your K1 visa package, wait for the RFE. Don't add anything. Wait for immigration to figure it out. If they don't catch an error, they don't catch it. If they catch it, they'll send an RFE, respond to it. Boom. Go to the embassy visa interview, get your face-to-face, get on a plane, fly to the USA, and get married. You guys have got this, okay? Now, do the letters of affidavit need to go through a lawyer? No. Don't have to. Now, if you get a letter of singleness, it depends on the country. Like I don't know about the Philippines, but in Colombia, to get a letter of carta de soltería, it usually goes through an attorney or a lawyer. They'll write it up, but it's just more money for the attorney. Okay, we didn't use an attorney. I wrote it up, or Karina wrote that up, and we'll get it notarized at a notary in Bogota. And then we got the driver's license. Now we got the copies of the cédulas. Now a cédula in South America is like the social security number in the United States, but there's a picture ID on it. Okay, when we get our social security number in the mail, doesn't come with a picture ID, but in South America it does. It's called a cédula, and what you do is you make a copy of the cédula on the singleness letter. You need 2 people. Okay, so if you're from Venezuela living in Colombia, you need 2 people from Venezuela to sign and notarize the letter of singleness. But you can use an attorney if you want to, put a little bit more strength behind the letter, sure. Let's see. So okay, guys, now, if you like the live stream, this was my first live stream. If you got a lot of benefit out of it, if you got more information out of it to help you through this process, we're glad. I'm going to go ahead now and make some dinner. I didn't eat any lunch, so I'm getting a little hungry. So I'm going to get some tea. If you like the live stream, I'll do another one. I'll figure out a day and a time to do these live streams, because I can get out a lot more information a lot quicker to you guys than if I were to make a video. Now, I'm going to keep making the videos because then that way you can go back and review it, and take your notes. But I'm going to log off now. And okay, GS, fun question. What do you think the hardest part of the LDR is? The hardest part of the LDR. What's an LDR? That's a new word. Is that an immigration term I haven't memorized yet? What do you think the hardest part of your LDR is? I don't know. Spell out LDR and I'll tell you. Oh, long distance relationship. The hardest part of the long distance relationship, I would say, is no, we chat with each other every day in WhatsApp on our phones, and then when it's time to say goodnight, that's the hardest part. We want to be together, obviously. So saying goodnight at night, like tonight, Karina will call me and we'll talk for an hour or two. And then the hardest part is saying goodnight and switching off the phone. That's the hardest part. We don't like being separated, but it's part of the process. And we keep a mindset, we keep a positive attitude, knowing this is just a temporary process that we're going through. And very soon we'll be together. Just got to keep thinking positive. A negative attitude, um, moping around the house is not the way to do this. You got to be busy. Got to stay busy. Got to stay occupied. Got to stay positive. So yeah, the hardest part is at the end of the day when Karina says good night and I say good night and I hit my phone and the phone goes blank and then I'm watching YouTube. That's the hardest part. Being separated. Okay, guys. Quick for Jen here, staying positive. Our app was submitted June 2022. Oh, you're close. You're close. Okay, Jen, not much longer for you guys. And I will see you guys soon in United States of America with your K1 and K2 visas in your passports. And I'm going to sign off and go get something to eat. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to do another live stream, and I'll probably do it at a specific time, weekly or twice weekly, depends. And I'll get it all figured out.